Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of our Congress series. Today, we're talking about the 40th Congress. Yeah, I know, we've come so far since I don't even know, the 13th of January or something like that. I don't know. Whenever the first video, or whenever, yeah, I think it was the 14th, or somewhere around there. Yeah, January 14th. Come so far since then. But, anyways, it's on to the 40th Congress, which was in session from 1867 until 1869. So, I don't really have anything clever to talk about to begin with. Oh, I know. Today's episode is brought to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast, which is originally at Taco Bell. Yeah, it's been out for about at least 2 weeks now. Yeah. I love it. So, it's more likely it's going to be out for several months. And then when it's done being sold at normal places, the only place you can get it now would be Taco Bell. So now I don't have to go to Taco Bell to get Baja Blast. At least for a few months. I got it's like a cheese stain I have right there. I was eating nacho fries the other day and I got stains on this. Anyways, let's jump in. How many sessions were there? 3 and a special one. Wow, excuse me. Wow, that caught me off guard. We have not four. Sorry, I scratched that. We have 243 members of the House. Wow. 400, that's like nowadays. We actually have 2 speakers. We have Shirley Colfax, who is Republican, and Theodore Pomeroy, who is Republican. Which, by the way, as a side note, he was the only speaker to serve for 1 day. That's right. That's the shortest length in office that someone has ever taken to be Speaker of the House. And thank you, Snapchat. Seriously, I like that. Every time when I get a notification on my lock screen, and Pitt is just like, I like that. And then when you open it, Pitt's like, yeah, happy, welcome. Poor Pitt. But anyways, this isn't Kid Icarus, this is Congress. Anyways, we have 173 Republicans. However, 2 of them are independent Republicans, and 1 is a conservative Republican. Yeah, I know. Ooh. We have 45 Democrats, 2 conservatives, and 23 vacancies. So the vacancies are starting to, go down. It's not as much as it was last week and throughout this week. But the Senate, this is where things get a little interesting. At least what I think. We have 74 senators, so again, divide that by 2, tells you how many states we have. President of the Senate, nobody. It's actually vacant. It's because, during the assassination of Lincoln and Lincoln's Vice President Johnson became president, he didn't actually have anyone serve as vice president, so he was one of the few presidents that didn't have a vice president. The president pro tempore is Benjamin Wade, who is Republican. Now, the makeup of the Senate. This is where things get really interesting, what I think. This is the first time in the Senate where we have two parties, and you guys know who we're talking about. We have 57 Republicans, 9 Democrats, and 8 vacancies. Yeah. This is the first time that we have Republicans and Democrats in the same, in one body, I should say. So, major thing that happened during this Congress. Well, obviously, according to my notes here, impeachment of President Andrew Johnson for violation of the Tenure of Office Act, but was acquitted by the Senate with 1 vote short of removal of office. That should actually say from. Yeah, that looks better. It should be from. I don't even know why I put of. So basically, the Tenure of Office Act prevents the president to replace someone without, Senate approval. Because, of course, obviously, as you know, the Senate is in charge of voting on presidential nominations, whether they are ambassadors, judges, members of the cabinet, people for all the other departments, that kind of stuff. The Senate is in charge of appointing all of that. Well, yeah, they're in charge of appointing stuff, like, But Johnson violated it by replacing then Secretary of War Edward M. Stanton with former General Ulysses S. Grant. And as you know, the House has the power to actually impeach the president, and then the trial is held in the Senate. The House impeached the president, and then the trial went over into the Senate, and the trial went on for a while. But, according to the Constitution, for the Senate, 2/3 of the senators have to deem him guilty, him or her, I guess, in this case, yeah. They have to deem them, guilty, but he was short by 1 vote. So he was acquitted. There's another president that's like that. We talked about it in a previous episode. Watch it. It's in the description below. So yeah. So that's all I got for now, at least for Congress. So now we're gonna jump into, once again, basketball. So, as a recap, Monday I told you all who my Final Four are, who I have going to the championship, and who the champ is. On Tuesday, we talked about the first 4 games and what teams were going to be playing on Tuesday and what channel. And then yesterday we kind of did the same thing. Today I want to briefly go over. That's the wrong way for that. Okay. I want to briefly go over all the teams playing, at least of games that happened this week and that will happen this weekend, as in today, tomorrow, and Saturday and Sunday. So, on Tuesday we had F. Dickinson and Prairie View play at approximately 6:30 p.m. on True TV as the first game. Wednesday we had North Carolina Central and North Dakota State playing at approximately the same time, 6:30 p.m. on True TV. Now, today's the first round, which this video will be up before noon. And like how I said before, your brackets lock at noon today. Like how I said throughout the week, all brackets lock at noon on Thursday. And today's Thursday, so at noon today, your brackets lock. So, I'm just going to tell you, at least for today and tomorrow, I'll tell you the first games, the time, and what channel. But for this weekend, for Saturday and Sunday, I'll tell you what time and the channel, since, we don't know that information yet. So, first game today, for the first round, we have Louisville and Minnesota playing on CBS at 12 noon. Tomorrow, on Friday, we have Cincinnati going up against Iowa. Once again, it'll also be on CBS at 12 noon. One thing I should mention is that according to the NCAA website on the tournament, here are the channels that have, basically the first and second rounds, which today and tomorrow is the first round, and then Saturday and Sunday is the second round. Channels that will have the first and second rounds: CBS, True TV, TBS, and TNT. Those channels have, games. So for the next several days, I'm going to be glued to CBS until, when news comes on and all that stuff. And yeah, and when news is over, bam, back on it. And that's what I do every year. So yeah. So anyways, that's a recap for today and tomorrow for the first round. Louisville and Minnesota play at noon on CBS. And Cincy and Iowa play on Friday, tomorrow, noon on CBS. Now, the second round, once again, as a recap, we have the first game will be on CBS at 12 noon, and on Sunday, the first game will be on CBS at 12 noon. Next week, I'll give you information on what time the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games start, and what channels will be on for those games. And also next week I'll also give you an update on how well my bracket is doing. Wow, we're well over 10 minutes. Then again, I also had a lot to talk about for basketball. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned to, on Saturday for a update video, and we'll see you on Monday for a new Congress episode. Stay cool, stay tuned.